Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kirtana. Welcoming all to the webinar. I'm working as design and application engineer at Trident Infosys. Today, I'll be taking you through the presentation on requirement traceability, achieving compliance with DO 178C. These are the topics which I'll be covering in my presentation. Firstly, we'll start up with safety standards, then the overview of DO 178C, then DO 178C compliance challenges, and the traceability guidance. Then moving to requirement traceability, then how to achieve DO 178C compliance. Then we'll see rectify technology, a case study, and a question and answer. Firstly, let's start with the safety standard. In general, safety is the freedom from unacceptable risk of physical injury. And safety standards are designed to ensure the safety of products or activities or the processes. How do we know that a product is safe? In order to ensure the product is safe, there was a need for safety standard. We'll see the example of the two deadly crashes, the Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 of Boeing 737 MAX 8, which killed 346 people. MCAS played a role in the fatal crashes of aircraft. The company was suspended production of 737 MAX. Later, the report identified 9 factors which were the reason for the crashes, but it largely blamed MCAS. And the pilot was unable to determine their true airspeed, and ATC communication was not effectively managed. So all safety related products are developed to meet specific standards for safety. So we'll see some of the safety standards. For airborne software, the standard is DO178, and for functional safety, electrical, electronic, and programmable systems, the standard is IEC 61508. For road vehicles, the standard is ISO 26262. Then for medical device software, the standard is IEC 62304. For railways, the standard is EN 50128. Then for airborne electronic hardware, the standard is DO254. We'll be mainly focusing on airborne software DO178. We'll see the overview of DO178. For the assurance of commercial avionics systems, a document called software considerations in aircraft systems and equipment certification is used. Based upon the failure condition, DO178 categorizes 5 software levels, A to E, that may result from erroneous behavior of the system. Software is classified as level A, the highest, if erroneous software behavior can cause to the catastrophic failure condition, which leads to the multiple fatalities or with the loss of aircraft. Then for lower level software levels, the consequences of erroneous software behavior gradually reduces to no effect. That's the software level E. DO78 is a process-based standard relying on evidence so that the software development activities are performed. So the processes of DO178 are categorized as software planning process, so which defines and coordinates the activities of all the processes. Then the next category is the software development process, processes which produce the software product. And the third one is the integral processes, which ensures the correctness of the software product and the confidence in the software development process and their outputs. So let's quickly see the challenges involved in DO178 compliance. So the safety and the reliability compliance efforts are manually intensive and time consuming. Then higher the cost in getting the product certified. Then the lack of integration and visibility between the processes and the tools and data. Then the lack of development policies and procedures. Then the insufficient traceability. How can we comply with safety standard? By adopting the compliance driven approach, then by using sound product and software development practices, then by using the effective tools to manage the life cycle processes, then with the help of automation of documentation and reporting, then by using the effective traceability. So By using these, we can comply to the safety standards. So let's move to the overview of requirements traceability. As per DO 178 glossary, traceability is the evidence of an association between items, like between the process outputs, or between an output and its originating process, or between a requirement and its implementation. Basically, the requirement is a statement which expresses a need and constraints. Then the requirement traceability is a subdiscipline of requirements management. Then the bidirectional traceability can be done in both the forward as well as the backward direction. In the forward direction, it is from requirements to test cases. In the backward direction, the traceability is from test cases to requirements. You can also check whether all source requirements are completely addressed at the lower level requirements, or vice versa, whether all lower level requirements are traced to a valid source. So these details you can identify in the bidirectional traceability. Let's move to the DO 178 traceability guidance. DO 178 provides guidance by like three process stating objectives for software lifecycle processes, or by describing activities that can satisfy the objectives, or by describing to demonstrate the objective has been satisfied. In picture, it summarizes the DO 178 traceability guidance objectives, which are listed in appendix A3, A4, A5, and A7, and in the sections like 5.5 A, B, C, and section 6.3 or 6.4 and 6.5. And also the color which are marked in green are applicable to software levels A, B, C, and D. And the lines which are marked in purple are applicable to software level A, B, C, and the red one applicable to software level A. So these details you can see in the figure. So let's move to the traceability guidance of section 5.5 A. So the 5.58 ABC objectives says that tracing software requirements to system requirements and giving visibility to the derived requirements. Similarly, for trace low-level requirements to high-level requirements and give visibility to the derived requirements. Similarly, from the source code, so for tracing source code to low-level requirements and show the absence of undocumented source code. So let's see how Rectify fulfills these objectives in the demo. We have taken a sample project here. So here Rectify tool captured the system requirements, high level requirements, low level requirements, test cases, and the results, and the code from various sources that could be from like requirement management tool, or from configuration management tool, or from source repo, etc. Also shows the implementation using the coverage percentage, which you can see in the figure that's displayed in the dashboard, and also shows the derived requirements and undefined requirements, like uncovered requirements. In the right bottom corner message window, you can see that as well. So we'll see a demo of the objectives, how Rectify complies with the objectives. In the coverage analysis view, you can see the upstream as well as the downstream coverage information. So with the coverage percentage of each document or each requirement. Then moving to the graphical view, which shows you the traceability information for each requirements, whether it could be from high level requirement to system requirements or bidirectional way. And so the complete detail you can see in the graphical view. In the requirements details view, you can see the review or summary of the requirements. So in the test cases with the status like okay or not okay, and the results can be captured in Rectify, or the requirements with the details of the requirements, whether it could be attributes. So all the complete details you can capture in Rectify. So we'll move to the DO 178 compliance. In DO 178 table A3, objective 6 says like tracing high level requirement to system requirements, and also high level requirements review for comply, accuracy, consistency, or compatible, and traceability, and conformance to standards. So these objectives we'll see how Rectify achieves in the demo. So here you can see that I have taken the same example. So it's a sample one. So wherein the review checklists have been added in Rectify. So for high level requirement document, I'm going to review with respect to the checklist. So here the document with the complete details of the document will be captured in Rectify. And with respect to the high level requirements checklist of DO 178P, the requirements have been complied. So the status like okay, if the requirement is complying to the with respect to system requirements, then the status is stated as okay. And similar way for each requirement you can review with respect to DO 178 checklist. So if the status is not okay, then you can review. You can add the review as not okay. So like 6.3.1 D says the verifiability, then 6.3.1 E says the traceability. So this details whether you can review. So once the review is done for all the requirements, then you can see the overall review quality with the percentage and the details of the review. So you can generate the report from reviewer, uh, like the general view or the okay status or not okay status, or if there is any open review, even that you can generate the report and check it. So this is sample report with the general review. Here the general information is given. The number of unreviewed items is 82 and the number of okay status is okay items are 2, and not okay items are 1, then the number of open items are 0. So the details like how many requirements are reviewed with respect to the high level requirements. So that complete details you can generate the report. We'll move to the next objective of DO 178 table A4, which says objective 6 says tracing low level requirement to high level requirement, and the low level requirements review for like comply, accuracy, consistency, verifiable, compatible or traceable, and conformance of standards. So these how we'll see how Rectify achieves these objectives in the next demo. The same way here with respect to low level requirements checklist, Rectify reviews the document. So even this checklist can be customized. So with respect to requirement standards, you can customize the review checklist and you can add it and you can review your document with respect to your checklist. So here LLR review 6.3.2a says, so the details are shown below in the text. So low level requirements are verifiable, conform of standards, then traceable, it is accurate, consistent. So with respect to the checklist, you can review the low level requirements. So even you can like the history can be saved with the help of the snapshot. So that is available in Rectify. And you can also provide like corrective action requests. So you can save it after reviewing. And in the main reviewer dashboard, you can see the overall review quality with the percentage, then a number of like non-reviewed status. So you can generate the report. Now I'm generating a report for OK status. So this is, for example, I have taken, I reviewed only the two requirements. So this is a checklist which is added to Rectify. the details of that. We'll move to the next one. So in DO 178 table A5, objective 5 says tracing source code to low level requirements, and the source code review for comply, accuracy, consistency, conformance to standards. So let's see how Rectify achieves these objectives in the demo. A similar way how we saw for lower level requirements and high level requirements, the review checklist with the help of Rectify. Same thing even for source code. So once the source code review is done, like you can generate the report. So with respect to source code review, DO 173 178C checklist, we are going to review the source code. So you can review the function as well as the sections. So the details of the review will be in the dashboard, and you can generate the report. You can customize the report as well. So this is how the source code review is done. So we'll move to the section 2.1.2 of DO 178, which says traceability between system requirements and software or design data is important to the system safety assessment process. And in section 12.1.1 says both the impact of the software requirements changes and the impact of software architecture changes should be analyzed, including the consequences of software requirement changes upon other requirements and coupling between several software components, so that may result in re-verification effort involving more than the modified area. The area affected by the change should be determined. So this may be done by data flow analysis, control flow analysis, timing analysis, and traceability analysis. So let's see how Rectify achieves these objectives. In Rectify, the change impact analysis in safety critical systems is a labor intensive task. So change may come from several sources like design, revision, or review of safety analysis and verification. Discovering these problems and dealing with it is costly. So in Rectify, the change bidirectional impact analysis can be done. The changes in the system can be managed for safety. For example, you can see the requirements are coming from DOS and it is designed in Simulink and it is coded as well as the test reports has done. Suppose if the requirement from DOS are changed, then in where it will get impacted. So those details you can easily identify and rectify. Then the change management, which Rectify has a powerful and easy to use version comparison mechanism. The change management is another feature, so wherein it archives the analysis results. So with the help of snapshots, it helps to detect and manage the requirements changes and its impact. It can archive the complete history with the help of change tracking. Then it can identify automatically the deleted or if there is any new requirement or if there is any modification of requirements, and the traceability data it can easily identify, and it can automate the comparison and the impacts on changes version to version. So we'll see this in the demo. Also now the high level requirement document will be like we'll modify it. So for example, I'm modifying the 80 volts to 100 volts, and in the requirement 2 I'm modifying from 25 milliseconds to 50 milliseconds. And then after saving the document, also in Rectify, it pops out saying that there is a modification. So you can easily identify this, the document was modified. So like you can reload the complete project if the modification must be added. So then with the help of snapshot, you can check the like version to version difference. So what are the changes happened? So the changes can be even like you can report it as well, or it will get displayed in the snapshot dashboard. So previously the text, what was the old text and what is the new text? So this impact analysis, you can generate the report and identify it. So to where and all or downstream and upstream impacts, it is getting impacted. So with the help of this report, the high level requirement one, if that is changed in upstream impact and the downstream impact, similarly for requirement two. So that report you can generate and check it. Then in the coverage analysis view, it will be displaying in the red color. So the modified one, and in the graphical view, the bubble, you can represent the changes. So even in the text, it highlights with the red color, which says that there is a modification. So the impacts of the requirement with the help of impact analysis view, you can view the downstream impact information and the upstream impact information. So let's move to the reviewer. As already we saw in the demos, like Rectify was able to review with respect to like it could be design review or specification review or requirements review. So then automatically Rectify can generate reports which helps for certification. Here, this is the dashboard of reviewer. So wherein you can see the overall review quality, then the results of the review, so the corrective action requests, so that details, then the reviewer checklist like DO 178B high level review and DO 254. So these are the checklist. Then the navigation area wherein you can make review or edit the checklist and create the snapshots. So to archive the analysis results. Let's move to the project dashboard. So in a single page, you can see the project complete status, the instant project progress status, then the reviewer analysis. Also, you can apply filters to check the status of the particular requirements or test cases or any document or your project artifacts. It helps to like instant rule checker, so that can directly navigate to the errors and you can detect the error easily. We'll move to the next feature called requirement interchange format, or it's the vendor neutral format. Here you can the requirements can be exchanged to different stakeholders. So let's move to the next feature called reports. So you can see on a figure like the requirement traceability. So from test cases to the SOW, so the backward traceability report can be generated, or the forward traceability report can be generated, or you can customize your own report and according to your requirement standard and you can generate it. The default templates available in Rectify, even that you can utilize and customize your reports. So moving to the tagger, so the tagger plugin provides you the better manage your requirements, your references, and your global project. So wherein you can tag your legacy document. Let's move to the composite project management. It is typically for project managers, and it is like it consolidates all projects and sub projects into a single Rectify project. So moving to the solution, Rectify is a solution from Dassault Systems. It is a requirement traceability and impact analysis tool. The latest version of Rectify is 2020X. The technology here is like Rectify converts the information from any source tools into XML or ASCII and saves a copy of intermediate file. So this file or data is analyzed according with the configuration of the project, and then it creates a coverage analysis and impact analysis. This result can be used in the Rectify views and can also be generated as reports or can be exported to the third-party tools. So we'll see some of the partial list of Rectify connectors. Rectify has 60 plus connectors. So for design, like it could be from AutoCAD or from StateMate or from Simulink, it has direct coupling with these design tools. And from Office, it could be from Excel or Word or PDF. So directly you can couple with the help of Rectify connector. Then from project tools like Bugzilla, Jira, SVN Log. Then in the code, it could be source code, code C or C++, Java, Verilog. Then requirement tools like DOORS, Innovia, JAMA, Polarian. In the test tools like Candata, vPlan, vTest Studio. In the UML, it could be like Artisan, Enterprise Architect, Rhapsody. So these are the partial lists available in Rectify. So tool qualification in Rectify, we can qualify the tool with respect to DO178C. Moving to examples of Rectify coupling with testing tools. So let's see how Rectify captures test cases and results and associate these test cases and results to the requirements. Here you can see in impact analysis view, you can select the requirements and find out how many test cases are associated and if any changes, where to accomplish those changes using the impact analysis. So that details you can see in the impact analysis view. Then in the graphical view, you can see the traceability links. Moving to like in requirements details view, also you can view the status of tests, whether these test cases are passed, failed, or not executed. So that details you can see in the requirements details view. Rectify has coupling with Eclipse as well as Parasoft tool and captures the test trace and results from the tool. You can see in the figure. So right side is the Parasoft tool and it is being captured in Rectify. Also, you can archive the changes of requirements and its impacts on the test cases and test results for analysis. So this is one of the example. So wherein first it was the test cases was failed and later it is moved to passed. So these details can be archived and rectified. Also we can generate the requirement based testing report, so which contains the low level requirements, test cases and the test results. So the bidirectional traceability report can be generated. Let's see how MBDA got benefited by using Rectify in their product development. So MBDA is one of the case study. Let's quickly see the problems MBDA was facing in product development. MBDA had challenges in their military program, like such as huge amount of requirements and multi-sites. Their development offices spread across 3 countries. And in their military program, they were using ROSC, a real-time UML tool for modeling, then Requisite Pro for requirement management, and ClearCase for configuration management. For their project, requirements captured from a customer and then developed system requirements, subsystem requirements, unit requirements, then functional requirements and non-functional requirements. The goal for the requirement was to support these tools and capture the data and exchange the requirements between these tools. And also tool needs to make sure the requirements consistence between these tools. So this was a goal for Rectify. Then Rectify is a non-intrusive tool and acts as a glue between various tools. You can see in the figure. Rectify supported reviewing the MBDA requirements as per the requirement review process of DO178B. Similarly, for other requirements, MBDA used vModel workflow. So this was a vModel which MBDA used. In Rectify, ROS, RT, and Requisite Pro coupling feature import or export was allowed. Exchanging the requirements between these tools was easy in Rectify. Then Rectify captured MBDA project artifacts and associated for traceability. So for example, so from model from CLCI2 and sub 2. Then Rectify provides project analysis results and as well as the analysis report, so which contains the number of requirements, derived requirements, uncovered requirements, undefined requirements, etc. And also analysis report customizable to generate the report as per DO 178. So the overall information was easily identified in Rectify. Rectify provides the coverage analysis, so which uncovers the gap between various phases. So here you can easily identify the derived requirement, uncovered requirement, undefined requirement, or non-covering entity, and the coverage percentage. So the complete details. In Rectify, they added the unit design source code and try the requirements also transformed into design and then implemented. So which provides requirements which are designed and implemented. So then adding the unit and source code to the project definition, you can see in the figure. So where the unit as well as the coding is added and the traceability link with respect to that. In verification phase, MBDA added the tests and the results to the requirements. Rectify shows the requirements which are not tested or uncovered, and the test cases existence for the non-existing requirements, the complete details. Conclusion. So Rectify is like with the help of Rectify, they were able to like trace from top level requirements to source code and supporting test requirements, then supporting test results. They were able to track the errors easily, and for easy analysis like coverage analysis, it helped them. Then impact analysis of documents. Then user defined rules can be added to Rectify. Then the rules can be customized. Then they were able to integrate different tools like test tools, algorithm design tools, and hardware design tools. So then Rectify is a valuable tool which they save their project money. Some of the Rectify clients, in like Airbus, SALS for airborne, then it could be like Toyota, then Valeo, so Alstom, Siemens, some of the partial list which is listed out here. To summarize, so Rectify is a solution for traceability management and impact analysis. So Rectify ensures compliance with standard DO 178C traceability guidelines. Then a reviewer helps to help documents with respect to DO 178C checklist. Then a requirement review, it could be like requirement review or design review or code review. Then generating the requirements traceability matrix and documentation as per the DO 178 is easy. Any questions?
Kirtana, Praveen here. Yes, there are some questions from the audience. I would like to read it out for you. The first question from Umesh goes, can we extract multi-level traceability?
Yes, multi-level traceability.
Okay. Can you repeat that question, Praveen?
Can we, yes, Basraj, can we extract multi-level traceability?
Yes, yes.
The answer is yes, Mr. Umesh. And there is another question from Prateek. His question is like this. Is it possible to modify format of a review report?
Format of the review report.
Review
format
report.
In the sense,
right now, report is in the table format, right?
Okay.
Instead of line format, can we, modify it in some other format? Is what his question is.
Okay. In any other format means in sections. So we have report customization. So we have sections and like a structure, how to structure that report. So there are structure elements. So you can make use of that structure elements, like you need a sections or paragraphs or any other element. So we have that list. So we'll show that in the demo. Okay. Kirtana will show that. So parallelly, Kirtana, can you open that? Okay. So customize that report using structure elements, and what data should go. Okay, that you can pick like based on the data elements for reports. So we'll open that and we'll show. Can you open the traceability element? Sorry, that elements. Double click. And so in structure tab, in the report elements, structure tabs. So you can see here there are sections, paragraphs, and you insert the images, and then you can insert it as a as a text. Okay, so you can choose from this list, and then that data tab will provide what data should go to that paragraphs or sections, and the parameters are like which parameter, based on that it will generate the report. Okay, next question please.
Okay, this question is from Mr. Umesh. How do we track the modifications from multiple users?
Lost the audio. Oh.
Okay, I'll repeat that. Audible now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Audible.
How do we track the modifications from multiple users?
From sorry, that last
users.
Some word.
How do we track the modifications from multiple users?
Multiple users. Okay.
Yes.
So comes to tracking the changes to the your configuration item, that is like that lies with the configuration management tool, like our version control. That takes care of that. Actually, who user is changing that. But up to some extent, actually, like rectify user who modified it and all, rectify project, we can track it in user management, which is available in rectify. Kirtana, can you go to options? And there is a user management, and the information which comes from, like whenever you check out document and check in, that information it will archive here what changes, and that information comes to rectify, and you can see that actually what are the changes. So, and here in the user management we have users list, like you can assign actually, like, and you can see that actually what changes has been done to the rectify. And as far as that change is concerned, actually in the configuration item, that has to be taken from the configuration management tool. Next question, please.
So there's a question from Mr. Ramesh. His question goes like this: Why do we need to qualify rectify to deploy it in a project?
Okay. See, as per safety standards, actually the tool used for verifications, then you need to qualify those actually to avoid, like you have to make sure that tool doesn't introduce the errors. Okay, like it data comes from this tool, like analysis results, or it provides traceability matrix, and that we submit to the certification authority, and these outputs needs to be free from the errors actually, and the tool should not, or tool feature which we are using actually, that should not introduce the errors. Okay, so that's why we need to qualify the tools as per the standards, like for aerospace, like for avionics, DO 178 and DO 330 is there. So as per that, this tool qualifies. You need to get qualified. Actually, we have a tool qualification available for that. So next question, please.
Okay. This question is from Mr. Umesh. There's a follow-up question. Does it support scripting to have customized traceability information?
Customized traceability. Yes.
Does it support scripting to have customized traceability information?
Okay, so what I assume here is that like we support scripting, okay, like OT-script, okay, and we support like I'll go with this step by step, like for capturing data from various tool chains. Let's take from various sources. So we have support for XML capture as well as regular expression. Using regular expression, you can. And for report printing, we have OT-script support that is proprietary to Dassault, okay, and it's very easy to use. So and XML and regular expressions are general purpose language actually. So already you must be aware. So you can easily configure that. And coming to OT-script, it's again it's a proprietary, but it's very easy to learn, and you can modify that. Okay, so that answered his question, I think. So in detail, I'll be in touch with him to get the specific details actually. What kind of scripting actually, like need to generate the report from the command line. We have scripting for that actually. Like suppose you don't want to generate the report in using Rectify GUI. You can do it using from continuous integrations from continuous integration tools or from command line. We have support for all those things. So if it is that question is like I'll take that information specifically and I'll answer. Okay. Next question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raj. The last question is also from Mr. Umesh. His question is this: does it support shareable edit mode like doors?
Sorry, I didn't get that actually. So can you repeat?
Yeah, I'll repeat the question. Does the tool support shareable edit mode like IBM doors?
Tool is in shareable mode. That
edit mode.
Clarification actually. Edit mode. Okay. Okay. Means to say that actually, yeah, whether these artifacts in the tool which we captured, no, the data are all editable from Rectify. So let's take your data is coming from local hard drive. Let's take you have a you managed requirements in Word format or Excel or PDF, which is lying in the local drive. Let's take, and you have all the permissions. And if you have permissions, so then you have a facility in Rectify to link your artifacts with desired editor. Like for source code, you can link up with the source code editor like Visual Studio or EA editor. There are a lot, Emac or Notepad++. And when it comes to UML, you can link up with UML tools, okay, which is used for more like developing that model. So you can link those editors and you can navigate and launch, and then you can edit it. Let's take you have a data coming from configuration management tool, but it like you don't have a rights for that, then it won't allow you to edit it. Okay, I hope that I answered that question. Okay, and Kirtana can show that navigation. Kirtana, can you show that navigation? Source code or even this one also. Word also you can show. If it is right click and navigate. Kirtana? Okay, it's navigating still. Okay. And you can navigate all these elements, like let's take you captured requirements sections. Okay, so then you can navigate to the each those elements like requirement, or sections directly. And then let's take you have a source code, like function you need to navigate. So you can right click in the rectify and you can navigate that specific function. So to address your specific pain areas, so we can do a separate demo, state you how to address, and you can evaluate also as per your this one like in your environment, and you can find out its feasibility for your project. And it's not only limited to any specific standards. We support various standards and CMM and various maturity models, and then you can adapt this tool to your existing requirement standards. And most of the this one like capturing, reporting, even including dashboards are customizable, and easily you can adapt to your existing standard. Or we have a standard, you can adapt to that if you don't want to use your requirement standard. Okay, I hope I answered that question. So any other questions, Praveen?
Thank you, Basuraj. We have answered almost all the questions that came up. Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
and
Kirtana.
one
Wonderful session. And
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, Basuraj, for.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. Thanks, Kirtana, for your presentation, and thanks for your time. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone who attended the session. We're going to wind this up now. Thank you so much. Have a great day.